Okay, this is gonna be more of a ramble. Like I don't have a script or anything. It's just me, my thoughts. So like, if you're expecting something like direct, more concise, I don't have it because I have a lot on my mind right now. A lot to think about, a lot to contemplate. So it's gonna take me a while to get through this. It's just gonna be all over the place, okay? So if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. If you don't, this is just for, like, I guess people who might care. Or, like, for me, this is mostly for me right now because, I don't really have anyone to, well, I mean, I could have people to talk to, but it's just, I'm really confused, okay? Things are just really confusing right now. Okay, so I guess I should start. Of course, I'm what you would call a social outcast. I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't really have friends. Like, I have one friend, and he's really dear to me. So, but I've been slowly but surely, like, getting out of my skin, like, through through the decade. I think it's been like a decade. This what happened was, you know, I I had a rough falling out with people, and it kept me trapped in my own mind. I was left with myself for like years and years because I was depressed and I just kept to myself. So it's just been recently that I had the strength, I guess, the mental fortitude to try to get out, get out of my head and into the social internet butterfly thing. And boy, howdy did. Wow. It really isn't what I expected. It's just I have a lot on my mind. A lot of new experiences that I have to and a lot of problems that I'm currently dealing with. And I know a lot of people think it's like mentally, like it's weird. Like, I've had a lot of people tell me to kill myself, but I also had a lot of people say like I need therapy and shit. But the thing is I've been on my self journey for years. That's it's not like I came here like terrible, like depressed, right? Because I've been really depressed throughout my life. I'm actually, and it's kind of fucked up to say, but it's obvious. I'm the technically I'm the happiest I've been in a long while. Like, I was with a lot of self doubt and a lot of self hate in my isolation from the world, and I've felt that way since, well, as a kid, but really these past years, thinking to myself, just being with myself. I've been on this like long self discovery, learning stuff about myself, admitting things to myself, and kind of getting over who I am as a person. Because, well, for the longest time, I actually hated that I had autism. I always hated myself for that. I try to push away like self-doubt and stuff, and I try to fit in with people, and it's called masking. I tried that and it failed, and when it failed, it of course left me in a spiral. But I've been getting over that. I still have a little self-doubt because I'm like really anxious to talk to people, like be social, literally just social in social groups. It takes a lot of strength for me to do it, more so than anyone. like normal neurotypical people. They can just like be friends with people and they can shoot the shit. But for me, it's like, okay, I have to mentally prepare for what's about to happen. And stuff like anxiety, the way I talk, I always hated that. I always wanted to get better at it. You know, because no one wants to be the weird guy, right? No one wants to be the weird freak in the corner that doesn't know how to talk to people. And that fear is what kept me away from people for a long time. But you know, after getting better throughout the years and really just self therapy and all that, like people like I haven't been to therapy, okay? I get it, but at the same time, I have come to terms with a lot of my flaws. Like I get it. I don't fit in with many people or at all. It's hard to me. It's hard to start a conversation. It's hard to, I guess, put myself out there. And I've been like seeing at the looking glass like for a long time. You know, the world. I've been looking at the world, how it works, how people act and interact and whatnot. For the longest time, it's never been through the looking glass. Like I haven't been out. I haven't been out in a society. I was more looking into it. But now I'm like through it and it's just really fucking weird. I don't know how else to explain it. 'Cause there's a lot of people that you look around and you see flaws in them, but you also see the positives, and you're like, you know, if they can do it, if they have their own flaws, but if they can put themselves out there and make a positive change, then that's just what you want in society, I think. But so I came out, I came out of my shell and I started trying to talk to people. And I thought the best way to do it was in commentary because, okay, hear me out here, okay? Commentary is all about how people talk about other people. Like you discuss situations, like see the ins and outs of people, what they do, how they react. And that's what I've been doing my entire life, basically. Like micro analyzing people to, figure out how to be like them or get them to notice me and I guess try to make friends. But there's like a problem that I've been dealing with, especially now, and it's that some people pretend to be who they are. Like, let me get a drink of water here. Hold on, sorry. So in this commentary space, you see a lot of people come and go. A lot of people that you look up to or you thought were chill aren't chill. And they do terrible things. And I've seen that happen multiple times in multiple communities, in multiple situations. So I know like people do that, like pretend to be someone in public on their platform, but then turn out to be awful people. Like I knew that. I knew people did that. But then I come in here and I just start taking people at their word. Like, oh, they say this, For some reason I thought if for some reason I thought it would be different for me than it would be for everyone else. I guess I'm stupid for that. Thinking that nothing bad could go wrong to me or the people that I try to talk to. And I told myself, like, I think it's in my, like, one of my first videos, you can go back and watch. I say that, I probably shouldn't do commentary because I have a tendency of trusting people too much. Like, I just trust people's words and it bites me in the ass a lot. And it has bitten me in the ass so hard to an extreme degree that I'm still reeling from the fact that it happened, especially to from coming from a person that I believed, I trusted. I trusted the person he painted himself as. And yeah, this is it. This is me talking about it. So, it's not gonna end up good for me, but I just have to, because wow, there's a dog outside. Ignore the dog. Okay, but I guess it's like the problem I have is I try to get people to try to see my point of view, and I really, really care about how other people see me, and that's like a really bad habit of mine. Is I have a tendency trying to please people that really, really will never see my point of view. And of course, that's like deadly. That's like a really awful thing to do. Live. And it definitely is an autistic thing, like trying to please people. Like I tried so hard. I tried changing myself, and it just would never work. And maybe I have to come to the terms with the fact that it'll never work. But on the other hand, I really, it's so, I just didn't think it'd be this fucking bad over here, guys. I really didn't. It's actually kind of fucking insane how I've been treated. And dude, I've been gaslit fucking extreme amounts of gaslit, that I started to think, okay, maybe this is acceptable and I'm like a demon that should kill myself. That I'm like a disease unworthy of love or friendship. And the really creepy thing is, if this happened, when I was at my lowest, oh boy, I don't know what would have happened. But thankfully for me, like, I have some self-respect. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of confidence, but it's a little. And you almost had me. You, lioconvoy, you almost had me. You almost broke me. And I find that really disturbing. Like, you lied to me. And I'm trying, like, okay, no, he says he didn't lie to me. Okay, let me think. I look back. And of course, I can't see the lie. But good God, only 2 days ago have I gotten back up someone to go, hey, I don't think this 10,000 subscriber person with his friend group of content creators telling you to kill yourself over and over again, I don't think that's a good I don't think that's good. I honestly think you've been treated poorly. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I was thinking that, but then, I was starting to second guess myself. And it's like, for what? Like, I know I've made mistakes, I've been incredibly embarrassed by, like, that public meltdown I had in this server about, like, trauma dumping to Hidden. And I felt really, really bad about it. And, I wanted to try to make things better. But of course, whenever I try to make things better, I make things worse. But, I am honest about my fuck-ups and that I want to, like, be better. Because, I haven't talked to people. It's really, like, I don't think people understand just how lonely I've been ever since I was 18. Like, you keep... What's my age again? 27. In less than a month, I'll be 28. And it's like, okay, you're an adult. And it's like, yes, I am. Dear God, I am. I am an adult. And I don't know how to talk to people. I'm trying. Like, hope you see that I'm trying. And I guess this is just to the internet at large. It's like, why are you people so fucking angry all the time? Like, I get anger issues. I have my own anger issues. Like, if you go on Twitter.com or, whatever, you go into slap fights, social fights, internet flame wars. And I've done that for the longest time, and it's a bad habit. I think everyone has. A lot of people have. And you know, I don't have a Twitter account anymore, which is good. Dear God, I was starting to get very dark thoughts. And I see how it changes people. You know? It changes people very badly. So when I came into this commentary space, I'm like, well, I kind of don't want to play that game. That specific social game. So I told myself that I'd be more open and very sincere. And oh God. And I thought everyone else was being sincere. I really, really did. I thought most were being sincere. And I've just been reeling from the revelations that I've been given. And it puts into question a lot of people's characters. And I'm just confused. I'm not even angry. Like, of course I'm upset. I cried a lot. And I was angry, like, especially in the glassraven debate stream. I didn't want to be. I really didn't want to be. Like, I thought this was the chance to, like, redeem everything. And what I got instead was, you know, with lioconvoy, he has done a lot of terrible shit, but then it's like he's turning over a new leaf, right? He's not gonna be so angry. He's not gonna be so hostile towards people. He learned from his mistakes, you know? And then he starts telling me to kill myself over and over again, even on the live stream, and like over like 20 people side with him. And oh my God, they made me apologize to him and the person who sexually harassed me. I was gaslit into thinking that was sexual harassment. I was gaslit into thinking all of this was my fault, when it was Lio who told me it would be safe there. And then it's like, okay, maybe I was too extreme to hidden, right? Like, maybe I was overreacting. But then people finally look at this, and then they start having a document. And for the first time ever, I can look back at the Discord logs on how this all started. And no, they've always been completely awful to me this entire time. Before I even said a word, they were already getting their entire server against me. And I guess now I have to come to terms, like, ironically, Yen was right, that I have to get over that some people will never apologize for their actions. Like, I thought when people were like, okay, I gave Akumo a lot of shit, dude. He was saying all this, like, ACC is rotten to the core, the SSC is rotten to the core. Like, these are evil people we're defining. I'm like, no, dude, you're doing it too extreme. You're looking at everyone with a giant brush. You know, no one's that heartless. I feel like a jackass. I just feel like a complete fucking jackass. Forever thinking like these people are who they say they are. And lioconvoy scares me. I don't understand what the fuck happened other than what I didn't even do anything to him. It was like the trauma dump shit was to hidden. And we had a conversation, guys. We had a conversation. I apologized to her like multiple times. And she told me, like, yeah, it's cool, it's chill. But then she keeps throwing it at my face. Lio keeps throwing it at my face, even though I apologize. And every single time they bring it up is when I'm saying, like, hey, can you, like, see where I'm coming from? And it's been extreme. Like, oh my God. And they're threatening me. Oh, they put me in the corner. They did exactly what they wanted. They isolated me from this community, and turned everyone against me, like they've done countless times. And it's like, okay, a lot of people deserved it, but some people didn't. And I started thinking maybe I deserved it. Like I deserved all the terrible shit that's happened in my life. Because, you know, I don't know how to talk to people. This is the first time in a decade that I've been talking to people, and I'm being told that telling me to kill myself is justified. And it's like, and it's so, I'm so confused. Like, I genuinely don't understand what's going on at all. That lioconvoy, you think that wouldn't care if I died? What the fuck? What the fuck did I do? Like, you keep saying I'm an awful person, but at this point, it's like, here, I'll give you an analogy. It's like me stomping on your foot. And, you know, it might hurt you, and like, ow, you know, and I do apologize for that. But you come in with a baseball bat and starting bashing my skull on the floor. That's what it feels like. I just got here, bro. What the fuck? And I don't even hate you that much. That's the flaw. It's like, I've had a lot of abusive people in my life that I've had to try to live with, basically. Always tried to appease them, and it's only been recently that I've got out of a toxic, like, family relationship thing, which, you know, I'm not gonna trauma dump, don't worry. I'm just saying, like, it's better now. And so I should know that some people are just awful and will never change. But at the same time, I have seen people change for the better in my life. People say they don't change. Like, I just said people don't change, but that's bullshit. They do. And sometimes they don't. And it's like, I don't really know the difference. I don't know the differences to look out for, right? And I guess Hidden's gonna make a video about me. Possibly even lioconvoy at this point. Because, Jesus Christ, I just wanted to make friends. I really did, dude. Like, I get that I was annoying, and I'm still annoying. I get that. I can be really fucking annoying, but I just wanted, like, for the lies to stop, for you not believing me. And it's like, I literally proved it. I have everything I need for you to believe me, and I need to come to terms with the fact that what you think of me, it doesn't matter. That I should stop being so sensitive about your words and what you tell other people. Like, you told me, you blackmailed me into saying, like, don't talk about me, don't come into my spaces, or I fucking destroy you. And I didn't talk shit about you people at all. The only thing I've tried to do was reach out and try to be more friendly towards you. You've told me that you think I'm better off dead. I just don't know what to do right now, because I picked my space safely. I thought I saw someone that I felt like we shared the same values. Sorry. You know, I watched her videos and it seemed chill. She seemed chill. So, you know, I was like, you know what? This place, right here. And I find out, like, you and Vlad were already in her server. I'm like, fuck. The first time I was like, fuck. But then, you know, it was calm. It was calm. It was normal. Like, okay. So I start trying to be friendly in her Discord server. I really wanted to try to make a good impression. And then you both got on your stream and got her in trouble. But I wasn't really, like, I knew, like, she shouldn't have said that. Yeah, you know, I forgive people. Like, people make mistakes, right? People make mistakes, and I feel like, yeah, people make mistakes, but you shouldn't really hold that over people's heads, right? Like, I think a lot of how this commentary space acts when people make mistakes, like, not like severe ones, like doodle tones or whatever, but like minor things. Minor things. Okay, small complaints. Sorry, I made myself laugh. Minor complaints. I'm in an emotional wreck right now. But yeah, I felt like, what I did was a mistake, right? But, Lyle Convoy, what he did to the Rosa Call and, like, all the other shit he's done that he pretends that he didn't do and gets really defensive when it's brought up, even though he said that. But then he, like, looks at me and it's like, oh my god, I wish you were dead. Like, dude, really? Come on. And, oh, dude, Yen. Dude, I watched that Toasty Vanilla interview. Okay, but first, okay, I want to give a shout out to goddamn it, Malcolm, for going over that. I actually, like, halfway through that stream, I started, like, crying. But for the first time, it was, like, happy crying. It wasn't my normal crying. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm not crazy. I'm not fucking insane. But yeah, someone in the comments said, Yen interview with Toasty Vanilla. The guy who sexually groomed the minor. Look how they interact. She interacts with them. This is how they interacted with me. And it's like, oh, what the fuck? Maybe I am a spurg. Maybe I'm like one of those spurgs that gets people violent and like, I want to kill you. Is there a word for that? And, I'm sorry for saying spurg. Again, this is my problem, is I go to extremes, like, trying to, vocab my way. But yeah, like, I should calm my language here. But yeah, it's like a person that gets people angry by doing the bare minimum. I feel like I've tried my best to get people to like me, like really, really tried. And I feel like Lio has manipulated a lot of people. Like, people call his, like, Discord server a cult. And I thought that was extreme. Like, I really thought that was extreme. Like, come on, guys, it's just a community server. Everyone has them, right? But there's clearly something going wrong. Something's wrong over there where they can justify this. And, like, it's very scary. I don't know. Like, I get, like, I've seen on the internet a bunch of communities that are, like, evil, basically. Cruel. They put all their effort into, like, harming people. And the ACC, the SCC, everyone's like, oh, it's this feel-good place that's actually cruel and evil. Which makes me wonder, like, it's like if you're a content creator, do you have to be at least a little bit mentally ill, or specifically a narcissist or a sociopath, psychopath? Because, it kind of feels like that. Because a lot of people act like they're above it all, and then they prove that they're not, and I'm just kind of waiting, like, okay, they're gonna figure it out soon. I figured it out. As a kid, I'd go online after school and I'd start internet arguments over fucking Wii U versus Xbox One. Oh, I was so brain dead and annoying. I was going insane. And I actually felt myself getting angrier as a person when I went into those internet arguments. And that was when I was a kid, dude. And yeah, I do it to an extent still now, but I've been more chill. Like, I was unhinged as a kid, and I would let things get to me. And I felt like it was different when it's like one-on-one, like, commentary community. For some reason, I thought it would be different, because, you're trying to get to talk to people. You talk to people, you talk about people. And I was thinking of it more like a philosopher's room or something, like a book club. Like, people would come, all right, this drama that happened, let's discuss it. Let's get to the bottom of it. And they're like, yes. This is all about, like, self-identity. Like, oh, he was in over his head, he was a little bombastic. I'm a little, you probably don't understand me, but I'm trying to say, like, let's look at this intellectually. But then I go here and it's like, Becky's such a bitch. Oh my god, did you hear what John did. Oh my god, me and my friends hate John. It's like, oh, this is like a high school place. Oh, this is like high school. Oh my god, I hated those people. I was in school. And now I'm trying to kowtow to them. But you know, I wanna believe people. I wanna trust people. You know, I don't wanna be like Jar or something. Like, these people are all backstabbers and none of them are free of sin. Like, I wanna see the good in people. And my bad habit is like trying to see the good in people when there's like inherently red flags. But it's like, you know, they'll find out eventually. They'll work on themselves. And I want to trust people. I really do. You know, a lot of commentary creators, I looked at them like, I don't think they're that genuine. You know, I'm not naming names because Jesus Christ. But you get it right. Like, people who puff out and be more confident in their videos and like feel like they have like a superiority complex. But then some that don't. You know, I've just been reevaluating who can I trust, who can I not trust. Like, who's genuine and who's pretending to be someone. And I think that's, you know, that's why I went to glassraven's server. Was I felt like she was more down to earth. I thought I watched the stream. I saw her and Malcolm talk. She said she was gonna write me a message. You know, I do hope for that. I really do. But at the same time, I need to brace for the possibility that that might not happen too, and that she hates me like everyone else hates me. I just have to get over it if that's what happens. I'm already gone from her server. I'm already sorry. I'll try not to put my emotions out. And I've gotten 2 apologies from people, and they're not even that closely. They're not even that closely revolved around this situation, but I still got 2 apologies. None from Lyle or Hidden. I don't think that's obviously not gonna happen anymore. You know, I gotta get over that. And you know, I know lioconvoy wants me gone. He doesn't want me around here or on the internet, I guess. Now, actually, no, Vlad told Malcolm that, no, actually, he's straight up just said, I don't care if he dies. And that was the person I trusted the most out of everyone. And it's just really fucked up that I have to say that I have more respect for Gilded Pooh and Akumo more than I do lioconvoy. And I think that's really ironic, but really fucking eye-opening as me as a person. You know, Vlad sent me gore of a guy getting murdered, like a scared man getting murdered by someone. And he said, if there was karma, that should have been me, or I should end up like that. And yet I have more respect for him. And I'm just really confused, okay? I'm really confused as a person right now. And this is just my thoughts. And you can do whatever you want with it. I already know you're gonna hate me. You already do. I need to get over it. There's some people I don't want to hate me, like glassraven, but I need to come to terms that that might also be the case too. Which leaves me in a tender situation here. I'm tasting the waste, as it were. What do now? What do now? Well, people are paying attention to me, so that's something. I still got new friends. I mean, my Discord friend list is looking weird as fuck, but, you know, I don't have a friend group. I don't have a social circle. So, I just have to deal with that. Now, before I go, I do want to read out something that I wrote to my friend a while ago as like a writing exercise. And, you know, it's a bit trauma dumpy, so If you don't want that, if you don't want to know, you don't need to know. You can just log off. Log off. Turn off the internet. Touch grass. No. Get therapy. No. I'm just saying, like, if you don't want to hear about my trauma, which it's not extreme, but it's, it's something. I just wanna warn people. It's a little it's not positive, but I spun it as positive, okay? But I wanna tell you guys, show you, or read this out to you guys, because I feel like it explains a lot about me. So if you wanna know more about me, then you can listen. Okay. Let me get a drink of water. Memories of first grade are fragmented, yet I still remember it being the closest I felt to a calm life. Learning was interesting to me. Being a kid, you barely know anything, which in turn made life feel endless in its complexities. It was the first time you paid attention when reading books. You start thinking of your own stories you could write about. It felt much more appealing to write than to speak, as you could take your time getting your point across rather than hoping your voice sounds clear. Even when the recess bell rang, I was too invested in knowing more. So while all the kids started running outside, I was going through all the knickknacks to help build a cognitive mindset. Crayons, as in many colors as you'll need. Dominoes and magnetic squares to count and fiddle with to your heart's content. Hand puppets to create conversations with. But the thing I loved the most was the jigsaw puzzles. There was nothing more satisfying than sitting down and completing the picture before the school bell rang. I was doing 100-piece puzzles since I started school. My first grade teacher would come over to talk to me from time to time. She insisted that I go play outside with the others. I liked that teacher. My parents, however, did not agree. They were quick to tell me I was mistaking attention for affection. Truth was, she didn't want me in the class during break. Even though I loved to play around with the toys, I eventually did go outside. I remembered the schoolyard. The most vibrant memory in my mind that still lingers. The pavement around the school, black with chalk drawings and kids bouncing a gym ball against the school wall, and a game we called wall ball. I was quite good at the sport. I was quick, I was thin. In fact, I remember being one of the very last to be out in the pacer test. I was everything a near 8-year-old was supposed to be. At least that was my assumption. Half of the schoolyard was clean-cut grass. I loved running around the green, wide, empty space and feel the wind pushing fresh air through me. It felt so endless. Perhaps that was just because I was a small kid. Back near the school was some slides and a monkey bar, and a ground made of gravel and small pebbles. I used to sit down in the gravel and sift the pebbles with my hand. It's what I would do when girls didn't invite me to play jump rope or house. It was just me and those tiny rocks. One day I was playing with the rocks as usual, trying to juggle them as best as I could when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Around the corner of the school was where the kindergartners would play. A huge third grader was antagonizing a kid. I saw the child drop to the ground as the bully kept stepping closer with a mean grin. I knew then what I had to do. I bolted up, barely wiping my hands and pants to get the dust off. As I rushed towards them, As I rushed towards them, flashes of heroism played through my head. It was what I heard others describe, what my favorite cartoons portrayed. I would confront the bully and make him stop and see reason. I stood in front of the child, looking up to scold the bully, who was twice my size. He smiled directly at me, Blabbering words I could barely speak, I stepped closer. Leave him alone. Stop being mean. How would you like to be treated like that? Were the words I was trying to convey. Whether or not the words formed clearly, I couldn't remember. I was directly next to his waist, looking as high up as I could to see him. He was still smiling. He lowered his hand and grabbed both sides of his jacket, and then zip! Instantly I fell to the ground. I could barely remember the zipper hit, but clearly it was strong. Finally, a guardian saw the commotion and walked towards us, shooing off the bully and helping me up. Everything was a haze, but I somehow made it to the school's nurse room. The adults gave me a tissue to hold up to my nose. After some of the haze left, I lowered my hand to look at the napkin. I was bleeding profusely out of my nose. Most kids would be crying by now. Some would be enraged. But me, I was puzzled. I didn't understand what just happened. All I left was with a wave of confusion.